Every morning in America, millions of people wake up to the sound of an alarm clock they hate. They rush through traffic, coffee in hand, to a job that feels more like survival than living. And yet, they call it security. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Security is the biggest illusion of our generation. Because while you're busy working for comfort, someone else is building a business that buys their freedom. In a job, you trade your time for money. In a business, you trade your ideas for freedom. One ends when you clock out. The other keeps working even while you sleep. Think about it. Every paycheck comes with invisible handcuffs. You can't grow faster than your boss allows. You can't earn more unless someone above you says you can. That's not growth. That's permission. Look at the greats. Jeff Bezos wasn't born rich. He started selling books from a garage. Elon Musk slept on an office couch building PayPal before Tesla was even a dream. Oprah Winfrey broke every limitation thrown at her to become a self-made billionaire. What do they all have in common? They stopped renting their time and started owning their value. A job gives you comfort. A business gives you control. And control is the ultimate form of freedom. Most people think risk is dangerous. But staying comfortable while the world changes, that's the real danger. Because every day you spend in fear, your dreams decay just a little more. You weren't born to live the same day 10,000 times and call it a life. You were born to build something that outlives you. That's what business is. Not just money, not just freedom. It's impact. When you work a job, you help build someone else's dream. When you build a business, you build your own legacy. You go from saying, "I hope the company grows," to "I will make this company grow." You go from waiting for a raise to giving yourself one. That's not arrogance. That's ownership. America was built on this spirit. From the gold rush to Silicon Valley, every breakthrough came from someone who said, "I refuse to settle." They didn't have guarantees. They had grit. And that's what separates the dreamers from the doers. But let's be honest, building a business isn't easy. It will test you. It will break you. You'll fail more times than you can count. The question isn't if it's hard. The question is it worth it? And every successful entrepreneur will tell you, yes, 1,000 times, yes. Because every failure teaches you ownership. Every setback strengthens your resolve. Every no brings you closer to your yes. In a job, you're taught to avoid failure. In business, failure becomes your best mentor. You see, America rewards the creators, not the complainers. The people who see opportunity where others see risk. The ones who don't wait for permission to act. Jobs give you money. Businesses give you options. And options, that's real power. But here's the warning most people ignore. The longer you stay comfortable, the harder it becomes to break free. Comfort is a cage disguised as success. It's the quiet whisper that says, "You're doing fine," while your potential screams, "You were made for more." Every millionaire you admire once sat where you are now, doubting themselves, fearing failure, wondering if they had what it takes. But they made one decision that changed everything. They started. Not perfectly, not prepared, just started. So if you're stuck in a job you hate, remember this. You are one idea, one product, one risk away from changing your life forever. Stop scrolling for motivation. Become the motivation. Stop waiting for the right time. Make the time. Because freedom isn't given. It's built. People will call you crazy for chasing your dream. But crazy is just what average people call those who refuse to be average. Steve Jobs once said, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." And he was right. The world doesn't pay you for your time. It pays you for the value you create. When you learn that, you stop chasing promotions and start chasing purpose. You stop worrying about layoffs and start building leverage. That's when you stop being an employee and become an entrepreneur. You don't need permission to start. You don't need investors, fancy offices, or perfect plans. You need action. Relentless, fearless action. Start small. Sell something. Solve a problem. Deliver value. Because business isn't about where you start. It's about how long you can keep going when others quit. When you choose business over comfort, you choose growth over fear. You choose faith over doubt. And that choice, that single decision, will define the rest of your life. Remember this. A job feeds you today. A business feeds you for life. America was built by people who refused to stay employed by fear. They built empires from garages, basements, and coffee shops. They created opportunity, not just for themselves, but for millions. You can be one of them. You just have to start believing that you can. Because success doesn't belong to the smartest. It belongs to the boldest. To the ones who take the shot while others watch. While most people wait for Friday, entrepreneurs create futures. While most people live for the weekend, entrepreneurs build a life they don't need a vacation from. So if you're watching this right now, feeling stuck, remember this. You are not behind. You are just beginning. The moment you decide to take ownership of your life, that's when the real story starts. There will be nights of doubt, days of failure, and moments of fear. But those who keep moving forward, they don't just make money, they make history. Because in the end, you don't get remembered for the hours you worked. You get remembered for the impact you made. So stop asking, should I stay or should I start? You already know the answer. The only question is, will you do it? Start now. Build something that matters. And never forget, freedom isn't found in comfort. It's forged in courage. This is your wake-up call. Don't work for a dream. Build it.